Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? My name is Denonu and I'm the man with black privilege. And it's been a few weeks since we had a last video here, and my apologies for that. I meant to get out a video during the Christmas week and then the first week in January after New Year's, but I'm late. You know, it's part of the black privilege, so sue me. But something else we're going to be late about in this video here, we're going to be talking about AquaMan, DC's latest movie to drop last December, and I'm just gonna get my thoughts on it. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not gonna bullshit. If you guys watch my videos, it is what it is. You already know how I do. So we're not gonna go super in depth with it. I'm just gonna give my overall opinion and thoughts on it. And being a fan of the source material, I will say it is decent. It's probably, if I had to pick, probably it's not my favorite DCU movie or whatever they're calling it this year. I was a big fan of Man of Steel. I didn't have a lot of the same gripes that a lot of people had with that, so that's probably, if I had to go through all of them, that's probably my favorite. Wonder Woman, I would put higher than Aquaman, but I had a few more gripes than most. I thought that was a decent movie, but after they left the island and her being with Chris Pine doing the whole World War II stuff, all of that felt kind of boring up until she fought Ares to me. Again, wasn't bad, just decent. You know, they could have did a whole lot more with it. With Aquaman here, they tried to do a whole lot more with it, and I can't even be mad. I mean, it was damn good. You had a lot of cinematic shots and scenes that looked beautiful. They established Atlantis as this big, beautiful city in the world, and it was just a beautiful movie. I've seen the movie twice already. My only real problem with the movie is just the writing. You know, it felt, I'm not gonna say that the movie was rushed, you know, because it definitely did not have that rushed feel. I mean, they kind of paced the movie right. My biggest flaw was just the writing. I wish the writing was done by a better writer. The jokes kind of felt, half of them, at least to me, felt ham-fisted. So they were like little chuckles, but there was some I didn't laugh at, you know? But comedy's hit or miss. I know I'm not the most comedic person in the world when it comes to that, so it was okay. You know, it wasn't Batman v Superman bad. It damn sure wasn't Justice League bad, you know. I mean, I don't even think you can get worse than that, but the movie was damn good. You had a lot of color in the movie. Humor was in the movie. You had a the locations were good. It kind of felt like an Indiana Jones movie when they was like, oh, we need to go get the trident, and they had the world hop all over. That I wish they didn't do, you know, because that seemed to be like, it didn't seem like that part didn't belong in the movie, but it just felt weird. I wish it was like, oh, here's Atlantis, oh, we need to go get the trident, and then they just went to like one place. But it seemed like in this, they went to like Rome, then they went to the Sahara, then they went somewhere else, and then they got to the place where the trident was, and it seemed kind of awkward. You know, I feel like this movie would have been better if it was two separate movies. Like you had Black Manta and Aquaman doing like a low-key movie with just him, and then at the end of that, you had a Marvel cutscene type thing that showed Ocean Master, and then the latter part of Ocean Master taking over the world and all that kind of sort of stuff that we saw in this movie, that was in Aquaman 2. I think that would have worked a whole lot better, because then you could establish Aquaman's character, how he was raised and all of that leading into Black Manta, and I'll touch on him a little bit later. That could have been like a movie by itself, and then just had that be like a blood feud between the two or something, you know, throw in some kind of MacGuffin, you know. It don't have to save the world or nothing like that, but let's say like he saves his city or something. Let's say Black Manta has a nuke that he's about to level what's that place called, Amnesty Bay, where Aquaman lives at, something like that, you know, make it so that Aquaman has to stop him from doing something. And then lead into Aquaman 2 with Orm and Ocean Master. Oh, you thought you was human. Here's this whole backstory that you didn't even know you had because you're an Atlantean. They could have did something like that. But they had to continue on with the story from Justice League. So he already knew he was an Atlantean. So I guess they were kind of stuck in that regard. But I just feel like I said, the movie definitely didn't feel rushed to me. It was just that one Indiana Jones segment that just, it was something about it I didn't like. I can't really put my finger on it without, you know, future watches, but outside of that, everybody was on point. You had Aquaman in his gold and green. Cannot complain. It was comic book accurate. Mira, comic book accurate. I can't complain. I want to rip this movie and do it, but my comic book side is like, no, they did that damn thing. James Wan, you know, stuck his toe in the movie. Like it's, you know, he seasoned it right. YouTube. I mean, he did his damn thing. Ocean Master, on point. He even had the little dumb fish fins on the side of his helmet, just like you do in a comic book. Black fucking Manta with his big ass fishbowl head with the big red eyes. On point. Can't be bad. You know, everything about the movie was done pretty good. One scene that also felt kind of out of place was when Black Manta was putting together his, you know, Black Manta suit. In the movie, they just, you know, it's Atlantean prototype new armor that they were making and generating for their soldiers. It was like a prototype armor that they made, and they gave it to him, and he spray painted it black, tweaked it a little bit. I thought that scene was kind of out of place. I was like, are they trying to, like, I know Iron Man did it in Iron Man 1, I'm just like, come on, man. Everybody don't, you know, all the comic movies don't need a Marvel Iron Man scene in there where you're putting together armor. Like, how did Black Manta even know how to do that? Like, this is Atlantean tech. Like, it would make more sense if it was like, okay, this is like a human armor that he put together, or that him and his dad put together. You know, that would have made more sense. Or let's say they had some badass diving suit, you know, that they were prototyping so they could rob ships and then go to like a lower depth in the ocean, or, you know, to hide out, something like that, right? I would have took that over just this random black man that's just gonna take apart this, might as well be alien tech to him, and just put it together and know how it works. It's like, come on now, that don't make no sense. But outside of that, the movie was damn good. The big ending fight scene with all of the Krakens in the other cities of Atlantis, and they even had the people of the trench in there. I was surprised at that, but really did like that whole ending battle sequence. Again, it's kind of all CG, so it's kind of, I could follow it, but that's because I know the source material and I'm used to seeing stuff like that from being a comic book fan and an anime fan. Most generic movie going audiences probably looked at that and was like, I can't tell what's going on screen. They can tell fish are attacking fish. That's about it. They don't know whose side they're on. They don't know what's going on, things like that. So I don't know if you could do that any better and still have it be on that scale. That's the thing. It's one of those things where it's hard to, I'm not a filmmaker. I've never been to school for it. I don't know nothing really about it outside of being just a watcher, you know, a moviegoer. But I don't know how they could have made that better and still have it been the same. You know, it's one of those things where it's like it just had to happen, and I don't see how they could have made it better for the movie-going audiences to distinguish one side from another. Something else I did like, I thought that the underwater scenes were gonna look like shit, because I remember Justice League and the one little shot in Batman v Superman, and it was just ass in the worst way. But the underwater scenes were done pretty good. And they pretty much did it just like the comic books, where they're underwater, but you don't show the bubbles half the time, so you have to kind of, relax your mind and just don't think about it too much, because it's one thing, like I'm like, okay, if they're underwater, how are they swinging tridents around and fighting as if water doesn't have resistance when you move underwater? You know, it's just one of those things where it's like you just got to be like, look, they're fighting and breathing underwater. It is what it is. But I'm not gonna hold that against the movie. The movie was damn good, and from what I'm hearing, it's killing in the box office. I mean, there's nothing really out right now that's competing on it from like a superhero perspective. So the movies, I don't know how close it is, but I know it's up there. So it may even make $1 billion, or it may have made $1 billion by the time you guys see this tomorrow. But the movie was damn good. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest movie I've ever seen. I think it compares to like an average Marvel movie. I think it's no, because Marvel got more comedy that's better. But I was gonna say like maybe it's like Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I was like, no, I laughed a hell of a lot more in that movie than I did in Aquaman. But if the writing was better in Aquaman, I think it could be on that same level of like a B-rate. Well, I don't want to say B-rate because that makes Aquaman sound like shitty, but when I mean B-rate Marvel movie, I mean those second tier Marvel movies. Let's say like Ant-Man and the Wasp, or movies that's on that caliber. I would say Guardians 1, even though that was incredibly good. But it's something I would put on par with that. If the writing was better than what it was in Aquaman, then I would say, okay, look, this is top tier, top second tier in Marvel. That's the quality it is. It's not better than any one of Marvel's top tier movies. Not Infinity War, not Civil War, not Winter Soldier. Any of Marvel's top tier movies, it's not better than that. It's incredibly average, and it feels kind of generic. But the Atlantis shots, the shots of them underwater, all the visual sci-fi underwater stuff when it comes to the ships and the sea creatures and the trident fighting, and even Mira's aquakinesis, all of that looked damn good. It feels like it was trying to be like a Lord of the Rings movie, but like I said before, I wish this Ocean Master movie was set in 2 movies. That way it could be like Lord of the Rings, where you have a lot of the build up and then you get your ending climactic save the world type scene. Outside of that, it feels like it got there, but it's like it didn't feel like it earned it, if that makes sense. But I'm not saying not go see it because of that too. Hell, DC needs your money. I'm pretty sure if they put up like a GoFundMe or something that people could crowd raise a movie for them, and fund them to make it like a decent fucking movie, because they need it right now. So my problem with this is now that Aquaman's making decent money for him, where are they gonna go? Because my intellect is in the back of my mind saying like Henry Cavill ain't coming back. Ben Affleck, we know, is gone, and they're not talking about making no team up movies. So what's the point? Where can they go with this? I know Shazam's gonna make tons of money, right? So you have Aquaman, Shazam, and Wonder Woman. That's gonna probably make them tons of money. Maybe not Marvel money. They're not making no Infinity War money, but they're still making a hell of a profit on their solo movies. You got the Joaquin shitty the Joaquin Phoenix shitty Joker movie coming out, but I don't think that's gonna make as money as as much money as Aquaman. That's not the Joker that everybody's familiar with. Hell, I don't even know if that movie has Batman in it. So it's like, what's the point in that? That ain't gonna make money for them. Where are they taking their universe going forward? Are they gonna do a team up movie with Shazam, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and that's it because they're the only ones who make money? I don't see that either. So I just don't know what they're gonna do. They have to do something. You have to have Justice League 2 or some shit and just keep it moving forward. What I'm hoping is, coming out of Aquaman, they had a whole lot more humor to this movie than they did any of the other movies, even more so than, let's say, Wonder Woman. I'm hoping that they can take that momentum and be like, okay, look, we made Aquaman like this, so let's get better writing, and then try to make our other heroes movies just like this. Granted, it don't have to be everybody. I don't want to see a bright and colorful Batman movie, you know, because that's not who Batman is. But if they can make a new Superman movie and have it be how Henry Cavill was at the end of Justice League, where he acts more like Superman than the older Batman v Superman in Justice League, you know, the beginning of Justice League. If they can do something like that, or make the tone of each movie fit the characters, have a couple jokes here and there, but have the movie be about the character development, not about just making a profit, then I think that they could make a Justice League 2, introduce Darkseid, and continue the formula of that to make, like, yeah, you may have some shitty movies starting out, but I think they can get there in the end. You know, they just got to do it. This feeling of just like them doing solo movies and, oh, well, we don't want to really do it because we feel like we can't compete. No, that's just taking the easy way out. You some bitches if you do that. I don't think that that's the way to go either, because otherwise people are going to look at it and, yeah, they may make money from movie to movie, but every one of your fans is going to be looking at Marvel and then look at your shit and going to be like, why can't you do what they do? Like, come on, man. You know? But yeah, to get back on the subject with Aquaman was damn good. Like I said, it's decent. It's decent and generic. Don't go in there expecting like the greatest movie in the world. And I think you guys won't be disappointed unless Aquaman is like your least favorite superhero. Should have had him riding a seahorse though. That would have been funny. But my name is Denonu, and I'm the man with black privilege. And if you guys seen the movie, let me know down in the comments below.